You ever got one of those times where you want to make a video and you got all these things you want to say, and then it's like trying to write it down, and then all of a sudden you're like, I want to say that and that. Wow, where's all them thoughts I had like 5 minutes ago? My mind was racing and I had 1,000 things I wanted to say. And it's like you can't even really think of one or two things that you wanted to say that seemed so profound or universal, or I don't know, it's not contemporary thought, but so definitely profound, and I'm not sure exactly what the heck I'm saying, I guess, and I don't want to come across that way, but it's I don't know, I guess if you're creative and you get all these worldly thoughts and want to say something fun and uplifting sometimes, and then you get to the point of format, whether you're writing it down or trying to make a video about it, and then your mind just kind of like, that's it, just kind of quiets up and goes blank. It's like, it's just hard to explain unless you've experienced it and live it. And so I guess that's what this video is going to end up being about. Just how do you get all those swirling, profound thoughts, the creative thoughts that you want to get onto paper or video on there. And I don't necessarily know the answer other than you just start talking. You basically get the video camera going and get your mind used to releasing that content to the format that you want to project it to clear your mind, to maybe help others who have similar interest or issues, trying to get it to the format that they want so they can understand what they have to do. Just kind of like get used to practicing, whether it's writing or making a video continually. And I think that's key one. Definitely practicing it. They say practice makes perfect. So if you get your body trained to do something 20, 30, 40, 50 times, 100 times, then you get used to that format. So I think that's it. And they say continuously it takes 20 to 30 days to break or change a habit, but you got to be dedicated to it. Same with affirmations, 20 to 30 days for the concept of affirmations, no matter which and how they present it. So if you do it twice as long, it should really either help you learn the format, or if you're trying to break a habit. And I guess that's some of it, continue. And since I haven't made a lot of videos, speaking videos like this, is what I meant. I guess my body hasn't got used to the habit of it yet. So I definitely would like to, and I have a couple long-winded videos that I haven't posted. So just free thoughts, some videos to my daughter, and we're trying these different versions of formats because it's something I always want to do creatively, and it's limited on what we have with our technology right now, but it's just kind of a fun experiment to see which one works for us, and ideas of that I don't want to project to you of what, like I think it'd be neat if this was our little show or this was our blend. But it's almost like that, and this is just a spin-off of free thinking at that point. Just to probably get used to talking to the camera, posting it, see if there's any feedback or response, if it even goes anywhere. I mean, it's almost like, at this point, I hate to say it, we're posting videos to post videos to get more experience, to not necessarily, we don't necessarily want to be like some of the other ones right now that are making these little skits and doing all these new cool little projects. Although I know my daughter would like to. That's a big project, especially if you have to script a lot of stuff out and come up with these little themes. Right now we're just trying to stay more real and authentic, and those are awesome. She loves a lot of those videos, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to mention names right now, but I can't even think of all of them that she watches. Otherwise I would give you a list, to be fair. I don't want to just throw out one name. But we're just trying to come up with our own style. I mean, we want it to be like, for sure, our version of home movies, but plus, and then down in the road as she's definitely a little bit older and we get some scripted stuff or something like that maybe, but you know, we want it to be more, I don't know, not necessarily scripted, but just more like more natural, like maybe not just home movies, but you know, what we're projected to YouTube for, you know, our family videos and vlogs and clips and just our own little style. And as far as that, you know, we want to stick with the one channel and just kind of keep the format that way for now anyways. But it's just me getting used to this as well and trying the other format, which I kind of like that view, so I want to try it. You know, it's like I'm just gonna go with it. I mean, this is, I don't know, I guess it's my little video commentary is how I'm gonna title it. My little haunted view video commentary vlog, and I guess that's how I'm gonna title it, and then go with that just to see if, you know, I get any feedback or response, or you know, just to have some of my views documented. I got a few videos you know, I'm gonna release down the road, but I guess that's the main thing, is finding the right content, not knowing what to say, but trying to know what to say to get my thoughts out there. You know, I used to be more of a worldly thinker sometimes, and sometimes I still am, but you know, nowadays with all these other things that go on in the world, you know, I want to stick with what's relevant of the day, but sometimes touch the past, I guess is what you say, in our own version and format. I guess that's the main thing, and just the way you project positivity. Like when I'm on surfing Facebook and stuff like that, and I don't even know if they call it that, when I'm checking my Facebook and I'm updating with friends, you know, I try to be positive and uplifting. I try and do that in the real world. Sometimes it's more harder in the real world because, especially at work, you know, people just project. You say something nice, they project something stupid. In the real world, like sometimes when you don't know people, they're more likely to say something nice back or ignore you. But if you work with them, they say some stupid, ignorant stuff just because they know you. Like, you're trying to be positive and they're trying to bring you down because they're stupid, ignorant, and their life sucks so bad they want to bring you down. So sometimes you stop saying stuff to people that are like that, because you ask them how they're doing and they say something ignorant because they're stupid or they don't have the intelligence. Like their response would be to either a boss or the person running the company something totally different. But just because you're a coworker, they say something ignorant. They don't know how to be nice. They don't know how to like have inner happiness, or like even have a happy thought. But they know how to put the fake faces on if it's somebody that's semi-important to the company, if the regional's there, or somebody like that, or you know, some kind of visitor, or like if they're in the work world, you know, it's like sometimes maybe they're too comfortable with you, and other times they're just that's who they really are. And you know, I don't care. I'm not judging them like that. It's just funny where they're down and out, and you're trying to give them an uplifting thought, and they act like you're bringing them down, and they're already down. It's like, whatever. You just kind of shake it off, shrug it off, walk away. You know, after you talk to somebody, you ask them how they're doing 500 times, and they give you the same stuff, different day, and you know the other derogatory version of that, which, you know, it's like when you hear it from the same person for 5 or 10 years, it's like, really, your life's that crappy still? Go to therapy or something, you know. It's like your life's that crappy because of you, not because of me or your coworkers. And your life would probably be that crappy if you was somewhere else, whether it was working or not working. And that's my only, you know, I don't even know why this come up for the video, but it's perfect. And it's my idea of, you know, if you're like that everywhere, except maybe some of your good friends and family, you know, you're going to have the same conversation for 2 or 3 years or months or even 5 or 10 years. I mean, that's really your being of existence. You know, that's your conversation, that you portray how crappy your life is. I'm just like, it's pathetic. It's like, really, you know, it's different when you're talking with a good friend, I guess, in a way, but even a good friend doesn't want to hear that every time unless they're projecting the same thing. If you want to say same stuff different day to them and they say it to you, and that's the existence of your conversations to show your lack of intelligence, whatever, be who you are. But it's just kind of funny how people treat you differently than they do their bosses who they're sucking up to and trying to make them think they're the smartest people in the world, but they project stupidness and ignorance to everybody else. And the same if it's anybody above them, and it's just a spin-off. And it's like, man, I hope someday your fakeness shows through, that they see that you're just being ignorant to the wrong people sometimes. And sometimes you're talking down to the people that are trying to bring you up, and it's like, I know sometimes it's jokes, sometimes it's fun, but when it's continual day after day, it's just, you shows how they've been raised in ignorance and their stupidity, and they're just a downer, and they're always down, and their life sucks because of them. And it's up to them to get themselves out of the well, not you. It's like, your job isn't to try and lift them up if they're continually, you're saying hi to them and they're saying crappy, rude stuff to you. And I mean, it happens everywhere. I mean, it's not just any place. I mean, there's other places that work. So people are just that way. They're stuck in their own, I don't know, rudeness, dumbness, their own inwardness. They don't know how to talk to people. It's not even shy and awkwardness. There's some of that in the world, but those people don't usually say rude, ignorant stuff back. You usually don't get a reply, or it's just a quiet reply. It's not usually same stuff, different day, or any of the other terms out there. I can't even think of them all. And, why is this coming up? Who knows? I mean, this has gone to the extent of, I'm like, well, maybe I won't post this video, but this time I think I'm going to, because this isn't like advice to my daughter, but it could be one of those videos. It's just kind of like thoughts to the world. Why are people like that? Some places that I've worked, people tell on people all the times behind their back just so they can have favoritism for the bosses, and sometimes it seems like, other times it's just because they like picking on certain people behind their back and using that as the format to get to them, and it's like, I think that's wrong. Now, if they're saying something rude to you continually and not to other people, and you see this, then you're like, okay, they're just being rude to me because they don't like me. Or they're rude like that to everybody, but still it doesn't make it right. And it's like, I mean, there's times that something I think should be said, but maybe even directly to the person. But sometimes you try and talk to them and they don't listen. It's like they just like being rude to everybody, but they wouldn't be that rude to higher up. You know what I mean? So that's the part that concerns me sometimes, of why this stuff happens in the world. It happens in families too. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, work's sometimes like a work family, which is different than your real family, but sometimes you're at work more than you are with your family. So, you tell me how you balance all that out and what kind of formats and things you have to talk about. But anyways, kind of losing train of the thought there, but that's just something else to spin off. I don't want to end on that note. But so it's kind of just like things to talk about. It's not necessarily about anybody in general. It's just things that I've dealt with at past workplaces, maybe this workplace, and it's not supposed to be about that. It's just a free format, open thinking video, so I can get more videos out there of how I want to be, how I want to portray my videos for me, and I don't know, my little following or not following. And if nothing else, then it becomes family documentation or world documentation of one person's thought, one guy's thoughts on the world and how things are or seem to be to me. And I don't know, I hope this video is not a downer, because this is supposed to be a communication video, but how you make it uplifting when you're talking about stuff that's downer, I don't know. So just kind of shake that off and think about something positive. It's almost like that quote you see here and there, think about the sun shining and the flowers growing, if that helps you. Or some people like the warm sunshine, or seeing the calming water floating by the seashore there, where it's like the little waves come in and out. you know, whatever is uplifting to you. Some people like floating on a boat. I suppose some people like skiing, sled riding, roller skating. There's so many formats that people find enjoyment. Watching videos, music. Just think of something uplifting to do. Just to change the format just a hair, based on that positive stuff, I would say some people find meditation, Tai Chi, Qigong, yoga, so many different formats. Some people try hypnosis, some people do prayer, definitely meditation, exercise, sports. Some people just watch videos, TV, sometimes it's just YouTube. I mean, or all the other formats out there now for surfing the internet. Some people enjoy doing art stuff and musicals, and there's so many different formats, nobody can mention them all. Find one you like and find it. Whether it's coloring, you know, video games, at least it's a format to keep you entertained and happy. But somewhere in there, don't make that your whole life 24/7. Make sure you give some time in there to actually be happy about real life stuff too. And don't forget to eat healthy. Yeah, that comes from the heart. And, you know, spend time, quality time with your family when you can, and friends. And there's a lot of people meet them online now, and they talk through the headsets and the video formats, or they make friends talking through videos. So this is just an open formatted video of stuff that I've always think about off and on, or think about where I'm trying to project my views and mindset to go at. Stuff that I want to do more often, eat more fruits and vegetables. Sometimes they're processed in the cups, yes, but you can always, like the fruit cups, you can always wash the sugar off and not drink the syrup. And then you have closer to the authentic vegetable, which I think sometimes is better than junk food, which is better, in my opinion, to chips and candy, or, you know, just a lot of stuff. If you're trying to avoid carbs and salt for different reasons, not without broad spectrum in that, but you're not always going to avoid the sugars, obviously, unless you go to basically a raw vegetable diet or steamed vegetables and the like there. You know, it's kind of hard to avoid all the other stuff from the, as they say, processed foods and additives and stuff like that. But that's a whole different format. You know, you have to research that yourself. Maybe you can give me some ideas. But, you know, that's, I guess, is just how I'm ending the video. And the better we eat for the long term, the smaller meals we eat to get our stomachs as small as we can, you know, on the inside, to where we eat something healthy to nourish our body, and not just to eat like we do, like I have for years. You know, I've probably been eating bad for 30 years, I guess you could say, and I've been trying to eat better for 5 to 10 years, but it doesn't mean I've lost any weight from it. Now, the spin-off version of that, just to say quickly, I mean, I've been eating a lot more fruit cups instead of other junk food, and I do feel fuller and have more energy. I mean, my hair, well, for sure, my nails are growing more. Like when you take vitamins, a lot of times your nails will grow faster. Well, I haven't been taking a lot of vitamins, but I've been eating a lot more variety of fruit cups. The processed ones, which are seem pretty good to me anyways, and then the ones that are the more natural fruits, I try and get one of those a day in too. And those are right next to the other ones. Some of them have the chia or oats in it. I don't remember the company name. But that's going to be a whole nother video. And it's just amazing how if I work a shift and I come home, I'm not tired if I just had those for snacks. And I'm still eating other food, but at least it's not a candy bar or a bag of chips at that point. You know, I'm still eating that stuff sometimes, but I've cut back on the quantities for 5 years, and people don't realize that. And it's like 5 to 8 years I've cut back on ice cream. I barely eat ice cream now. I do use it as a treat. But, you know, it's not like 10 years ago I was eating ice cream every day. For 2 years straight, I had ice cream every day. And then I stopped that by going 6 months with no ice cream. I weaned myself off. I went 30, 60, 90 days. At 30 days, I had a treat, an extra 60, then 90. And then I basically went 6 months with no ice cream. None. And it was like, so the concept was, I tried to break the habit. And I do, you know, there's times I'll have ice cream 2 or 3 days, but I have the small bowls or a small cone. Sometimes we'll still get the large blizzards or whatever, you know, but, you know, we're not inhuman here. And I try and I rarely drink coffee and tea like I used to. I drink a lot more water, even though sometimes it's the city water, not the bottled water if you're at a restaurant or a friend's house. But sometimes you got to live dangerously. And then I do drink a lot of bottled water at home even. And I mean, I went through about 2 years, I think it's about 5 years ago, where I was just tired of water, but I made myself drink it. And for like 2 years, I almost felt that way. But I broke the habit where now my body it's okay with water, bottled water, tap water, fountain water. It's like, and it's a different world. It's a different process. And it's how you want to think. Like I said, I've been working on this 10, almost 11 years, but I started by cutting back the pops. I mean, I have a couple dozen pops a year sometimes, but I try not to. And sometimes it's cola, my old favorite drink. But sometimes it's a root beer or Sprite, an orange, even a good old Mountain Dew or Dr. Pepper or the spin-off versions that, you find at other stores. But, and they're all pretty similar to me. It depends on the flavor you're looking for. But a lot of it is the extra sugars and stuff like that I've tried to cut back on, and it has helped. I've maintained a lower weight. When I say that, I mean, I'm a big guy. But I mean, I'd probably be 400 or 500 pounds if I hadn't cut on some of that. So cutting back on that has helped. Now, eating before bed is definitely not good for you. And you can pack on the pounds, at least for my metabolism. So I've even cut that back. If I do eat before bed, I try and eat light, because sometimes you're just hungry. The last 5 months also, I've been putting a little lemon in my water, and that seems to help take extra hunger away. I wish I'd have known that 30, 40 years ago when I was a teenager. Yesterday, it seems like, sometimes I got excessive hunger, and a lot of I wasn't eating a lot of processed foods then, but I started. Sometime after 12 or 14, and I didn't realize the more chips or fake food you eat, the more hungry you are, because the sugars make you crave more sugars and more food. And I didn't know, if I'd have had a little lemon water in my water, if I was drinking more water and not just tea with a bunch of sugar or pops, it would have helped. I didn't drink, well, I drank water. We had some nice cold well water. You keep it in the fridge or eat from the well, it was cold. And not the hand pump kind. We had an indoor plumbing and all that stuff. We're not that old. So you don't confuse that. And it was from right out there in Plymouth, and it was really good. And so I did still drink a lot of water. And it's funny, my grandmother's was next door, and her well water tastes a little different, but it was really good cold too. And but the main thought there is with the drinks. I've been drinking bottled water, and we got to Culligan. We've been having filtered water for almost 8 years now. And it's good to get that filter changed every year and a half if you use it a lot every year. But the one time we ended up going a couple years, and it just plugs your other filters up. So you want to get that changed, even though it's like $120 to have the service guy do it. If you get your own from Home Depot or Lowe's or one of the other places, their whole system was $250, and I think the filters are a lot cheaper. The Culligans that I got, you have to get specifically from them, and we got that when my daughter was born, for most of her formulas and stuff like that, just because to help. But that's a whole different story, and I want to bring all that up. And the main thing is, I'm trying to drink the water, trying to eat the fruits and vegetables now. I mean, it's easier to eat the fruits because of the sugars, and trying to eat more salads and stuff like that I've been wanting to do. I had wanted to do it 10 years ago, and I've been trying to get there, and I'm always taking it to the next step. Now I found these little vegetable cups, and sometimes, we're not growing our own vegetables here, so they say the freezer vegetables are the best, the fresh chicken's the best if you're going to still eat meat and stuff like that. Some people recommend going on a plant-based diet or vegetable-based or raw vegetables, even the fruits and nuts and stuff like that. So it depends on what you want to do, how you want to do your diet in your life, and when you're ready to, when you get there. And I didn't even plan on bringing all this up in the video. That's like a whole nother video, but I'm not going to split it. If I do another video on that, I do. If not, I don't. So this is going to cover a little bit of everything. I don't know how many people will make it this far in the video. It's just something to cover, Hopefully my daughter will sometimes hear this and listen. And we try to limit her candy intake the best we can. I mean, she still does She gets candy at Easter and other times, and for sure Halloween. And we usually sort the bag that you for sure pull out the stuff you don't like, and we donate that to somebody that does. We don't just throw it away. And then we make sure that it's all good. It's been checked. It's fine. And then we put it in a candy dish, and you can have a piece here and there. I know it's how it starts, but don't want to deny her all the candy like some do. We don't want her to become a candy fiend when she's older. So just to teach her it's okay to use candy as a treat, even though I know some kids that still to this day, as they're older and they've made it to their 20s, they're not big sweet and candy fiends, which is cool. And I tried to keep her off the candy the first 5 years, but it's tough in this world. And there's a lot of, at the time, they're giving stickers now, but there's a lot of doctor's appointments we went to where they're just getting candy and suckers. And so the last so many years, they actually offer stickers or other little trinkets, which is cool. And they've kind of gotten away from that, which is nice. But it's like, it's just funny how you do stuff. And so, not that it's bad, I mean, we all still eat candy, but we really limit it for treats. Not as much as some people do, but definitely more than others. So, well, I'm going to stop this little video vlog documentary that's covered a variety of things. I'm not even sure what the format was supposed to be, other than I really just wanted to get on and make another video. You can count as advice to my daughter, like my first 3 or 4 videos, which I haven't posted yet. Some of that stuff I didn't want to bring up, so don't take it personal if you think it's about you, in case you make it this far in the video. It's not. It's just worldly thinking of thoughts on my mind of stuff that I just want to kind of document and get off my mind. And it's my little video vlog for me to clear my mind and maybe help somebody else if the right person sees it. And nowadays, people just don't have, certain people do, but not everybody has time to write a book and get it published for it to have limited publication, even though you can, do self-publishing and printing now. But to get it out there through the masses, you really have to have a marketing committee or a following. And, we're not there. And I really like the video concept because, boom, you go from thought, when you can get your thoughts on the video, to the format, to publish. And so there it is. I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, pass it on to somebody you know if you're interested in it. I'm probably going to release this in 1 or 2 formats because I'm trying to experiment a little, like I've been doing with my daughter's videos, just to see, does that look cool? It's kind of like, is that appealing to the eye? Is that the outcome I'm looking for? And just to see for my creativity and of what I think I want to do, and just what I think is kind of neat. So I guess that's it. So, alright, well, thank you much for stopping in. Take care of yourself. See you soon. Maybe we'll have some more positive thoughts out there in the world, and go from there. Thank you much.